The Democrat Party is being totally taken over by a bunch of fucking radical communists and socialists. They are. And you have all these people. This is their big, actually, this is from Zoran. That's a different one. I was looking at another one. This is, no, where did it go? Well, one of these. And so you're having the Democrat Party be totally taken over by socialism and by race communism and other bullshit like this. I think it's actually quite funny because I've told people this is what was going to happen. I've said this multiple times over and over and over. Leftists now, right? And so this is the new party of the left. And this is the reason why I'm happy about it. I'm happy about it because this is a very easy group to other. This is an easy group to demonize, and it's an easy group to take action against, right? And I think also they don't really appeal to the average, like they appeal to Democrats. They're going to win Democrat primaries. And it's because Democrats there is no cohesive ideology that Democrats exist around. There isn't. And so also this, let me see if I can pull it up. Free Palestine, let Gaza live. Congressman Dan Goldman. It's not Dan Goldstein. Is he a Jew? Like, is this the... I'm curious about, like, what is the... Is Goldman a Jewish name? Like, I don't mean to be improper about this. I'm not trying to be racist. I literally am asking this. Okay, yeah. Okay, so this is another let Gaza live, blood on your hands. Okay, right. So this is another Jew that's having Free Palestine and Roman salutes shown right here. Okay. These Free Palestine people are pissing me off. Well, that's because, none of these people should be in the country, by the way. Like, they should not be in the country. We've allowed them into the country. And I think that Democrats deserve this. They do. They deserve this because they have played footsie with these freaks for 15 years. Ever since Occupy Wall Street, they have completely shifted away from, class warfare and from class issues to identity issues. And this is what the Democrats deserve, because you brought these people into the country, you used all of these race politics issues, you pushed this over and over and over, and now, finally, Dr. Frankenstein's monster is attacking you. That's it. And they have created a Frankenstein's monster out of disaffected college kids, terrorist supporters, illegal aliens, basically non-Westerners who hate the West, political Islam. And you've taken all of these, and communism, obviously, right? And socialism and Marxism and all this. You've taken all of these pieces and you've put them together into one conglomerate. And the reality is that conglomerate is smaller but stronger than the Democrat Party. They're a lot stronger because the Democrat Party doesn't have any real ideals anymore. They don't. There's nothing that the Democrat Party really stands for. The only thing the Democrat Party stands for is whatever Trump isn't, right? So, like, Trump wants to clean the pool. The Democrat Party are for algae, okay? Like, that is the state of the Democratic Party. For all of their faults and all of the things that I disagree with them on, I will say that the DSA has a cohesive vision. They have a cohesive vision that I completely disagree with, and I want to deport almost every single one of them out of the country. But I respect the fact that they have an idea. They have an idea, a vision, a plan. And that is something more than the Democrats can say. The Democrats can't say they have a plan. They don't have a vision. Their only vision is just being antithetical to Trump. And that's not a very good way to do it. Stand for spending other people's money. Yeah, and I think that's respectable, right? It is. And at least they're outspoken, and that's it. Are you ready for Star Fox tomorrow? I was actually worried it was going to be today because it was in Japan. I was worried about the date difference, right? But I checked earlier this morning. Fetterman's the only good Democrat left. Well, what does it matter, right? I mean, Fetterman is a good Democrat. But what the remaining American Democrats are going to have to realize is that you have played identity politics for so long that you have both won and lost. You have won and lost in the identity politics game. You have lost your own party because you have achieved your goal. You have effectively created a minority majority of people that prioritize foreign interests, tribal conflicts, ethnic superiority, and other forms of, tribalism over the American rule of law, over the Constitution, and over Western civilization. They've succeeded. They've totally succeeded in that, and it has been their complete undoing. And I think that they deserve every single little bit about it. They have successfully failed. It's going to ruin them. It is. And I think that also the moment that you play some jihadi, right? Or these people, this is a good example, right? So this is a person that won a Democratic primary. Let's listen to what they're saying.
And finding that, the system of capitalism and racism, and white supremacy, etc., right, have all, and Islamophobia have all been used, to colonize lands, right, to take resources from other people. And so this is a long trajectory, and we're just seeing
what you have to understand is that the reason why they say this is it creates it's basically a permission structure for them to enable themselves to do the same thing. Basically, and you've heard a lot of people like this say that, where it's basically well, you guys colonized and now you're being colonized. It's like a permission structure to say this. I mean, she knows this isn't actually true.
Manifestations of that continuation, right, with 9/11. And so
listen to that with 9/11.
To take resources from other people. And so this is a long trajectory. And we're just seeing the manifestations of that continuation, right, with 9/11. And so a lot of times when people are asking us to respond about, attack, right, if you look back, historically, right, a lot of us come from lands that were colonized, lands where wars are being waged, right? Yeah. And a lot of times because of U.S. policy or the policies in Europe. And so I find that we can connect over that, but then also that the idea that we have to apologize for a terror attack that a couple of people did, and then there is no apologies or reparations for genocides and for slavery, etc., is something that I kind of find reprehensible.
So this is the way that they look at things. And the point that I'm showing you here, a couple people did. Yes, exactly. And so my point is with this is what the Democrat Party have brought into the country. This has been the ideology that they have nurtured, manifested, and now it's turning on them. That's really about it. They're turning on it. And by the way, I don't care, it doesn't matter, this is a person that's trying to rationalize 9/11. I'm not interested in disproving this or arguing with this person. And the reason why is my position is very simple. I will vote for whoever will militarize the entire military, the police, and the National Guard to forcefully remove every single person like this from my country. Every single person who is running defense for terrorism, every single person who is promoting terrorism, who sides with foreign enemies against America, I want to send them back to, if it's not where they came from, it's where their parents came from. If it's not where their parents came from, it's where their grandparents came from. If there's no other way to go, you're going to the Congo in Africa, but you're not staying here. That's the way I see it, and I will vote for whoever will do that. And I don't care what methods they use. I don't care how the sausage is made. All I want is to eat it. I do. That's all I care about, and I want it. And so that's really the way I see it. That's where I'm at. And so, but I recognize this, but here's the problem, is that a lot of Democrats will hear me saying that, and they will say that I'm a bad person, or you shouldn't say this, or I'm wrong, or whatever. Well, now these people are doing it to you. They're doing it to you. And the reality is that I think this is a sabotage for the Democratic Party. And the reason why it's a sabotage is that you have to look at Mamdani whenever he won. I think that he's a great politician and he has a lot of positive qualities. But I think that you also have to contextualize it around the fact that he was running against somebody who literally put people in nursing homes that had COVID and killed a good, I know somebody whose elderly grandmother was killed indirectly by Governor Cuomo's, basically stupidity, right? And so, yeah, what? No, like that was it. And this is person's valid. Yeah, exactly. Silva is a cuck Republican. Well, I don't like Curtis Silva. There are things about him I like, things I don't like, right? And so my point is that when Cuomo killed all the old people, well, he didn't kill all of the old people, but he put old people in danger because of his mismanaging of COVID. And on top of that, there were sexual assault allegations. And I think nobody really liked him in New York. Like what happened with Anthony Cuomo is a lot what happened with like I think it's Stephen Harper in Canada, where this dude was like the biggest, dumbest, stupidest piece of shit and everybody hated him. And so Justin Trudeau got elected because he wasn't Stephen Harper. And I think that Mamdani also got elected because he wasn't Governor Cuomo. And I think that's a big reason, right? Anthony Cuomo? Did I say the wrong one? No, Anthony Cuomo's the right one, right? Yeah, Chris Cuomo's that's his brother, is a news anchor. And so what happened to the elderly in New York, I completely missed that. Basically, there were people that had COVID and they were sent into the nursing homes without proper vetting. Like, I don't know all the details. All I know is that people with COVID went into the nursing homes and I don't know if really the word is allowed, but his lack of oversight or care or, organizational structure allowed it to happen. I don't want to get specific into it because I'm not sure. And so both idiots. Yeah. And so how do you miss that? I mean, who cares? But it was a long time ago. I'm not going to think about it. But people that lost their family did. And so they're not going to vote for this guy. But what I do think is that this ideology is unpopular amongst, I think, a lot of Americans. And I think also this is another component of this that I think is like kind of interesting. Let me see if I can show this real quick and pull it up. Is this really it? Sorry about all the volumes. It's very, very annoying to see that. And do you think that we'll get the Diddy files? I don't think we're getting Diddy files or anything like that. I don't know why it's autoplaying. Can I turn off autoplay?
The 250,000.
Can I turn off autoplay on Twitter? Is there a way for me to do that? This is just like super annoying to me. Just mute one of them. Oh, okay. Okay, that's easy. Oh, thank you. I wish I had even known that. All right. Well, anyway, I get instructions in 2 seconds. It's all right. We've got it fixed, at least for now. So if you look at, for example, the voting records of the people that were voting for Mamdani versus voting for Cuomo, overwhelmingly foreign-born people voted for Mamdani, and overwhelmingly, native New Yorkers voted for Anthony Cuomo. This is just what's happening. And so the Democrats have effectively engineered their own demise. They've engineered their own demise through allowing the party to be taken over by radicals. They have. And so we'll look at a few more of these.
Well, New York City matters because the two most...
And I think they deserve it. I think they absolutely deserve it.
Most exciting left-wing candidates are here, AOC and Mamdani, but also this is the stronghold for the establishment, Schumer and Hakeem Jeffries. This is a battle between the establishment and this insurgency, and the roof is collapsing on the Democratic Party establishment tonight. If Mamdani gets a hat trick, 3 out of 3, this is a new era for the Democratic Party, and you can't write off New York City because this is the place where both, it's a power center for the establishment.
Even if you don't view it as a victory strategically, because, maybe they were running against people that were like bad candidates, etc., it's certainly a symbolic victory, and it should be seen as that. It absolutely is.
And the insurgency, and they're going head to head tonight. And right now, this is no longer
it's a lefty civil war.
It's a movement and a machine at the same time. There's just no way to sugarcoat this. If Mamdani pulls off a hat trick, is a new era in Democratic Party politics.
Well, absolutely. And if you're a moderate Democrat who's on the ballot this November.
If you're a moderate Democrat, then you're not a Democrat anymore. That's really it. And they will also wear your party as their skin. They're not going to build up the Democratic Socialist Party. What they're really going to do is they're going to continue co-opting Democrat Party positions and then using those positions to run in larger elections. That's what they're going to do. They're going to wear your skin and then say that they're Democrats and then openly say negative things about Democrats. That's what's going to happen.
Van, I mean, they're all going to get asked about the positions that we're hearing.
Yeah, and also this isn't the first time, it's the second time. I think this is one of the reasons why Trump respects Mamdani, is because Trump did this to the Republican Party. The Republican Party was profoundly different, and then Trump came into play, and he totally changed all of the Republican Party talking points. Like, before Trump, they were still belly aching about gay marriage. They were still talking about smoking weed being illegal. They were still thinking about, I'm trying to think, like illegal immigration was still a right-wing issue. Like, Trump really changed things. He did. He totally changed it. Who cares about that shit? Well, old Republicans did. A lot of Republicans did. And, it's like talking about, using job creators as a reference to, really rich people. And, it was basically the party of government. It was, not a government, a business. It was the business party, right?
From these other fellow Democrats.
Well, look, I think, from our frontline Democrats will be able to make their case for themselves. I think they'll be able to do okay.
No, they won't. They won't be able to make their case for themselves because these people vote for one thing and one thing only: foreign ethnic interests. That's the reason why. You're not going to be able to communicate with them. You're not going to engage in democracy with them. You're not going to get them to vote for you. They're not going to see your side of things. This is a profoundly different culture that we have imported into the country, and they do not vote on, respect, or use our way of life, our way of voting, or anything else. And the Democrats knew this. Everybody told them this, but for some reason, they thought it would be okay. It'll be fun to watch. I think it's hilarious. I do. I think they totally deserve this. Like, honestly, what is it, Schadenfreude or whatever the fuck it is, the German word of, enjoying other people's suffering. This is exactly, watching all of these mainstream Democrats melt down and be like, but they actually hate Jews. Look, the person that won said that they agreed with Hamas. Yep, and we tried to tell you that, and you thought it was more important to focus on trans kids, illegal alien pedophiles, trying to pin the Epstein files on Trump instead of keeping new people that want to make the Epstein files the fucking law. These people that are coming over, a lot of them are coming from countries where the age of consent is 9, is 12. You bring over enough people there, and the age of consent here is going to be 12 or 9 too. That's what happens. You weren't paying attention. You weren't listening. You didn't want to listen. And now you're getting it. And you deserve it. I think they deserve it so much. I hope their entire party gets obliterated. And it's sad. It's really sad because you need to have a Democrat. We used to need a Democratic Party. We still need a Democratic Party. Think about how many issues principled Democrats could stand on. Things like AI protections, things like, sunsetting jobs with being able to give people gainful employment for, retiring and helping, usher in a new age of, electronics. Think about housing. Think about all of these other issues, universal basic income. Think about healthcare. We're not getting any of that. We don't care about any of that anymore because the issues are racial, ethnic war issues. That's it. The Democrats became the party of blocking Trump no matter what. Yes, and ironically, the Republicans, in the same way that the Republicans used to be the party of blocking Obama. You might not remember this, but the Republicans, that was the only thing that they ran on, is that what is Obama? Obama likes water? I hate water. Obama likes breathing? I hate breathing. Obama's wearing a tan suit? Well, guess what else is tan? Sand in the Middle East. Oh my God, Barack Hussein Obama. I knew it, right? I mean, there's a connection there. This is what they did. They did this all the time, the tan vest. And so the Republican Party was defined around opposing Obama. And, again, why? I think that a lot of it is, I'm going to be honest, and people might not want to hear this. I think some of it was because he was black. I do. I think a good amount of it, especially then, it was because he was black. A lot of people were uncomfortable with that. Not on an awareness level, but on a personal subversive level. I think that they were. And I'm not saying that Obama was good or the criticism against him was all racist, but I think that it did exist. And I think that it existed in a bigger way than people made it out to be. It was what it was is it existed, but it wasn't as small as Republicans made it out to be. And it wasn't as big as Democrats made it out to be. So the entire Republican Party was built around hating Obama, opposing Obama, going against Obama. And then Trump comes in and Trump has a forward message. Trump doesn't have a retroactive message. He has a message of let's change things. Let's get rid of the fact that we have a bunch of illegals in the country. Let's do, let's build a wall for Mexico. Let's put the people that have, entangled us in Middle Eastern wars like Hillary Clinton, let's lock her up. And these were opinions that this was something that you could look forward to. You see what I'm saying? You could look forward to this thing. And I think that the DSA does that well also. They have forward-thinking ideals. And in the same way that I think that the Republican Party was destroyed effectively by Trump, I think the Democrat Party will be destroyed by the DSA. Because the Democrat Party has no ideals, and the DSA does. That's the truth. I've been talking for a long time. I'll read some comments. Basic politics, not going to go around with it by the other issues. No ideals. What's DSA? Democratic Socialists of America. Yeah. And, ethnic values, etc. Who do you think will lead DSA? AOC or Mamdani? I don't know. I think that they're probably not going to have, one singular leader, if you want me to be honest. I think that people will look at Mamdani as the de facto leader, but I think that he'll probably not claim that position entirely because it will make them weaker if you have one figurehead. In case that person has a problem or something happens to them, then you lose your figurehead and, your organization's weakened. I don't think they're going to do that. Is the DSA cheating? I have no idea if they're cheating or not. I mean, who knows? Maybe they are, maybe they're not. We need a bull moose party. Well, that split the vote back then too, right? It did. Whichever party presents and takes steps on UBI in order to answer for AI job loss will do well. No, they won't. The biggest problem that we have right now are demographics. That is the biggest problem that I think a lot of people are beginning to realize. Is that when you import a bunch of people who vote on an ethnic basis and they vote on a race basis, what percentage of, for example, Muslims do you think voted for Mamdani? A huge amount. So really, if you want to be able to vote for any sort of actual position, you need to make sure that you stop importing people and you reverse the migration of people that have come here from countries that base things off of ethnic disputes. That's the main issue. And every other issue, inflation, all of those other issues, they will all be ignored by that other party. They will be. They don't care about any of those issues. They don't care about inflation. They don't care about housing. They don't care about any of this shit. It's a reverse situation where Zoran gained points by ignoring the Israel question. Now they do the same for Palestine. Well, let me see what this is. I haven't seen it yet. Aber wins. Palestine was on the ballot, and now a Palestinian-American Democratic Socialist is going to Albany. Abrams is exactly who New Yorkers need fighting for them in the Senate because socialists get it done. There you go. And vote, by the way, I know. RIP New York? Well, no. You should feel no sympathy for any New Yorker. Unless they were out there voting against all of this stuff for the last 20 years. Unless, any Democrat is totally, completely, what's the word for it? Responsible for this. They are totally responsible for this. Because they are the ones that shut down any reasonable conversation around, let's not let terrorist supporters into the country. Let's not do this. Let's get rid of terrorist supporters. They've been complicit in this. And they're the ones that are going to lose their political power. I think that Republicans and MAGA people and, people like me, for example, we're going to maintain and probably even gain, I think a lot of people are going to see this and are going to be like, oh my God, this is insane. Okay, maybe these guys weren't that wrong. So I don't mind this at all. I think this is a good thing, if anything, right? There's a degree of acceleration, and it's also happening to people that would, be my opponent. The same people that were chanting and doing dances about getting the vaccine and COVID were the same ones calling you racist for complaining about this person being in the country. So you should have literally zero sympathy for those people, and every single one of their businesses that gets destroyed, every single time that they get harangued in the street for being a Jew, they should be saying, I'm sorry to you. You should be saying, I'm sorry to me. Because I told you this was going to happen. We all told you this was going to happen. And you called us racist. You said that we were wrong. And you said, no, this is different. And you know what? It's not different. It's just like a bunch of other times in history. And you know what? If these people take over, a lot of them, and I hate to say it, guys, a lot of them hate Jews. They do. They hate Jews. They don't hate Israelis. They hate Jews. That's why they're attacking random Jewish places and not just Israeli places. It's because they see them as one and the same. That's the reason why.
That's the communication challenge that we all have together, Sean, which is to explain to the American people the Democrats you grew up with, the Democrats that your mom and dad grew up with, the Democrats that your grandma and grandpa grew up with do not exist anymore at all. Not at any level.
If you don't like 9/11, then you shouldn't vote for a Democrat. Because the Democratic Party enables the people that like 9/11. It's that simple. So if you thought 9/11 was bad, you shouldn't vote for a Democrat. There it is.
Of government. A vote for any Democrat anywhere for any office is empowering a party that wants to strip this country to the bone, to take away our security, our defense, our way of life. Just tonight, Sean, I saw a Democrat member of Congress online defending the Antifa terrorists in Texas who were just jailed for shooting an ICE officer. They shot an ICE officer. They were charged with terrorism, and a Democrat congresswoman was defending the Antifa terrorists.
That's correct. Yeah, he's totally correct, right? And that's it. Zabna's done. Give me a break. Oh, I have no interest. They're planning a false flag. This will be the excuse. Well, I don't know about that. I have no idea. Like, both sides say the exact same thing. Republicans say Democrats no longer exist, and Democrats say Republicans no longer exist. Well, I think that the parties have changed dramatically, right? They have. And so, of course, just asking, why do you always treat Muslims as migrants? Like there's no Americans who convert to Islam? I'm not. I don't think that this is something that's unique to Islam or Muslims or Arabs at all. I think that there are a lot of ethnicities of people that come into America and then they seek to subvert the country. I don't think all Muslims or all Arabs or even, Islamic converts here in America seek that either. I think that, again, there's overlap. There's a Venn diagram, sure, but it's not a one-for-one. And I think that fundamentally it's this ideology that's the problem. It's the ideology, the moment that you're like, oh, 9/11 is bad, if that's upsetting to you, then you've got to go, man. That's the way I see it. And I think also what you need to understand is that, and here's a great example of this, right? I don't know if I can show this. I'm not sure, probably if I can. But there was a little thing that showed kind of who voted for Mamdani, and there have been Muslims in America for a long time, right? Obviously there's a lot more now, but many of the people that voted for him were all foreign-born, not just Muslim, but foreign-born, and so that's really what it is. And there is as I said before, there is a non-white racial coalition being built that's trying to subvert Western values, American culture, and ultimately punish white people for their existence. This is, or for past crimes, like colonialism or something like that. And this is a non-white coalition that's being built by multiple groups of people, not just Arabs or Muslims or Indians. It's just it's a massive thing. Oh, here we go. How American-born New Yorkers voted. This is what I saw. Como was at 40%. Mamdani was only at 31%. So how foreign-born New Yorkers voted. So these are people that did not, they were not born in New York. And they weren't born in the country. 62% were for Mamdani. This is a lot bigger than any one group. This is it. So you have people that are coming into the country that shouldn't be here, that are voting for people to bring more people here who also shouldn't be here, so they can establish a majority and co-opt democracy so they can funnel more money to themselves and continue to use America's resources. This is what they're trying to do. It's very obvious this is what they're trying to do. And I think that they're even outspoken about this. The word as far as they wanted more of Como. Well, yeah, they didn't want more of Como. They wanted less of Mamdani and Silva, right? I mean, like, they know Anthony Como, and so people vote for him. And so anyway, how many Muslim organizers are buying almost every member of Congress? How many Muslim organizations are buying almost every member of Congress? You're not going to create this false dichotomy that I can't criticize this behavior because Israel's bad. This is a false dichotomy, and I totally reject it. Both of these things are foreign influences, and I reject them entirely. Just because somebody is against AIPAC doesn't mean that they're for America. You're not going to fool me with that. That's stupid. There's plenty of people that hate Jews that also hate America, too. Two wrongs don't make a right. Exactly. That's the way I see it. What do you think of chances of passing a SAVE Act anytime soon? I have no idea, honestly. I really don't. This is New York City. Mamdani lashed out at Israel yesterday for eliminating Ahmed Wishala, an Al Jazeera journalist. Palestinians posted an obituary of Wishala, the journalist. Is this the journalist? Are those like newspapers? It could be newspapers in the gun. Yeah. Yeah, those are the bullet points. They're not bullets, they're bullet points. Wow, how about that? And yeah, and Reuters, Palestinian journalist right there, and man was busy, oh my god. And yeah, he's shooting confetti, definitely, just a sniper. Yeah, yeah. What are you even shooting at? Like, it's crazy. And so he writes the news with the bullets. I guess so. A very musical people, I guess so. And these are the people that they're supporting. And so keep in mind that. And I think it really goes to show this is the reason why you should never capitulate about any sort of, oh, but what about X that did Y in your party? Because they're literally supporting terrorists in the other party. Like, they have no actual standards. I mean, like, I wonder what's worse, like some weird sexual assault scandal or being part of an organization that does sexual assault on an industrial scale and kills its own people and does terrorist attacks and kills innocent people regularly, right? It's not even remotely close. Like, I'm not saying sexual assault's good, but like, this is clearly 1,000 times worse. And so these are the people that they're defending. This is the people that they're defending, and they cover it up. Exactly.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me be very, very clear. If the Democratic Party becomes the likes of Zoran Mamdani, who, by the way, I like, not trying to throw any shade on him or anything like that, but if the Democratic Party becomes him.
And also, I think that the Republicans need to acknowledge that Zoran has some good points. He does. He has some good points, and I think that we should listen and we should take what people in the DSA are saying seriously. Because there are reasons. No, like what? Like the land, like the landlords that aren't keeping up with people's houses, like making the buses free. I think we can make the buses free. It's probably annoying to even deal with it. How much money are they making off of that versus how much money is it a problem? I think he's got a good point there. How about childcare costs? I think no, and this isn't Asmon's going full lefty. No, this is what I believe. I believe in a lot of socialist policies, and I want to kick out every single fucking parasite that's sitting in this country that hates it, that's having 11 fucking kids that can't speak English. I want to kick every single fucking one of them out of the country. If it takes the military, the National Guard, and the police and volunteers put together, I would do it in a heartbeat, because I believe so much in these policies that I know that having all of those fucking drains on them will kill the policies. I want to kick them all out so we can have great childcare costs. I want to kick them all out so we can have lower housing. That's my point. So I'm a very, very big socialist in a lot of ways for Americans, not for foreigners. You got to go. Huge socialist I am. You're going to have to get used to it, guys. Too bad. It's what I think the right way of doing things is. Not with everything. I'm a reasonable guy. I'm a very reasonable guy. I don't hate billionaires. I don't hate this kind of stuff. But I think that if you make a lot of money, you got to chip in. And I think that we can take care of people. I think we can do that. And I think people like Zoran Bendami are tapping into a truly real desire that is not being met by either the Democrats or the Republicans. And he's saying, we are listening to you. And there are a lot of people who say the DSA is full of terries, clowns, and crazies, but at least they want my rent to go down. And I think you should be listening to that, because I don't think they're wrong. Does that make sense? I think you should. I'll read a few comments. Do you know why rent's going up in Democratic cities? Zoning laws, restrictions, other types of, I don't know, there's 50 different reasons. There's 50 reasons. Immigration is one reason. There are other reasons too. So you've been consistent with this for a while? Yes, exactly. Like, I agree with Social Security. I agree with SNAP. I honestly, I hate to say this, I'd let them eat food. I didn't eat junk food. You want to spend your money, your $200 a month or $300 a month on Sody Pops? Go ahead. I don't give a fuck. This is America. We're supposed to be the richest country in the world. Get your Mountain Dew. That's right. Get your Mountain Dew, Patriot. And you know why? Do you want to know why I do that? It's because that patriot, that fat, retarded clown on a mobility scooter that's using up your food stamp money to buy Sody Pops, drinking it out of the bottle, fucking going down to his car, this fat loser, his grandfather died in the Civil War. His great-grandfather died in the Civil War. And I don't think we should forget that. That's the reason why. Maybe his grandfather fought the fucking Nazis and he won. I'm not going to forget that. I think we got a right to pay it forward. And maybe his son, maybe Fatty and the mobility scooter's a worthless piece of shit, but maybe his son might do something good. What about the druggies getting cash for drugs? Well, I think we should put him in a rehab. Like, that, yeah, duh. It's just me. What if the whole lineage are losers? They might be losers, but they're still Americans. That automatically puts them above other people, in my eyes. It's just that simple. Especially when you, and it doesn't put them above other people, like, morally, but, like, whenever you're talking about giving people money from the American government, yeah, I think we should give it to Americans. Like, duh. Of course. Druggies can't be saved. Some can, some can't. Some are going to kill themselves. That's just what happens. Anyway. All my point is that, do you accept immigrants from Europe and Canada? Oh, I absolutely have an immigrant tier list. I 100% have an immigrant tier list, and I'm not sorry, and you know exactly what. Think about what it is. You're right. Anyway, so yeah, but and again, I think that people ignore the DSA, like, because the DSA economic complaints are real, And I think that people should take them more seriously.
You have no chance. You have no chance. On a national basis in terms of the presidency.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen.
In Senate, seats in the House, you have no chance.
I can see a couple of Senates being flipped by DSA people. I can see that happening. Same with the House. I'm not going to see it as a big thing, but like, yeah.
You have no chance. I want to be very, very clear about that. You might have a Democratic Socialist sprinkled here and there, but that ain't what America is. America's about
These people aren't American. I don't know what you don't understand. They're not American. They don't identify as American. They hate America. They don't even like the American flag.
Capitalism. America's about dollars and cents. America's about an economy, a flourishing economy. Okay? And you know what it's not about? Free stuff. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. Somebody got to say it, so I'm going to say it. Ladies and gentlemen.
I think that America is about free stuff for Americans, and we kick all the fuckers out. All those freeloading fuckers out. That's it. That's the way I see it. And what the fuck is a kilometer? I guess so. America should be about cheap stuff. What tier ABGs on your list? I think that we should allow hot chicks from anywhere, right? I mean, that should be like the highest tier of immigration allowance that we have. I think that just kind of makes sense.
You saw the result of this latest, these primary elections for the Democrat Party. The headlines this morning say it all. I've got a collection of them here. Socialist earthquake, one of them said.
Oh.
Mamdani candidates sweep New York House races. These are socialists. These are Marxist in their ideology.
They are.
Next headline, Mamdani hailed.
He should be so happy. The Republicans should be so happy that the Democrat Party is destroying itself. It's totally destroying itself. They're killing each other. They can't decide whether they hate Jews more or they hate Trump more. It is actually perfect for Republicans.
New chapter for Democrats, one of the Chirons said this morning on the news. Hakeem Jeffries, my counterpart, the Democrat leader here in the House, was booed at some of these return parties last night.
Yeah, because they don't like him.
You saw that on social media and some of the clips. When he was being interviewed on the screen, the crowds in New York, in his own backyard, in the Bronx, in one of these districts, were booing him.
Yeah.
And they shouted, "You're next."
Yep.
Hakeem Jeffries has a tall task ahead of him right now. He's got to go out and somehow make a credible pitch to Democrat establishment donors that that's a good national investment right now. That's a tough one to make. He has just proven that he cannot even hold the line in his own backyard.
That's right.
How can he possibly defend against the Marxist march around the country in these other districts? This is not your father's Democrat Party, as we say all the time. Last night, among the incumbents...
I think it is. The fathers are the one that allowed it to happen. They're the ones that said that you can't criticize it or it's racist. This is the manifestation of your father's Democrat Party. This is the direct result of that ideology. And now the chickens have come home to roost. Too bad, huh? Shouldn't have done it.
Who lost, Adriano
Tried to help
Espeon,
you.
who's chair
Tried
of the
to stop
Democrats'
you.
Hispanic caucus. Dan Goldman, who was mocked for his Jewish heritage
Jew?
in a coffee shop in New York and maligned online because of
a
it.
Jew?
The Democrat Party, the socialists, the Marxists,
It's like
have
a bad
nominated some of
guy.
the most radical candidates to ever run for office, and they're running for Congress. The
Uh-huh.
insurgent left is on the rise.
Yeah.
I was reminded all last night and this morning about the warning, the admonition from the
Socialism always fail because no one wants to work hard if they get the same stuff as everyone else. I don't want to argue about political systems right now. It's just, I don't really feel like it. Like, I missed yesterday, so I have other stuff that I want to talk about. So, yeah. And problem with America is Elon charges for a Tesla as a socialist. Yeah, this is all previous evaporated factors condensing together. I can't say we didn't see it coming. Yeah, I think that's exactly it. The old Democratic Party was based. It was. I think that if we went and we watched Democrats from the 90s talk about things, most people would be agreeing with that more than they agree with modern Republicans. That's the truth. Like, that's why, like, for me, I used to be a Democrat. Like, I have Obama posters in my fucking, in my old room. Like, so, yeah, I think that many would be. But, for some reason, people don't want to look into that.